Hello, good day everyone, and welcome to the global silence on the Asaba massacre. In this episode, we are going to be looking at the global silence of the Asaba massacre. I remain Abi, taking you through time and space in reflecting our gory past, a reflection of memory. History is often shaped not just by what is remembered, but by what is forgotten. I take that again. History is often shaped not just by what is remembered, but by what is forgotten. The Asaba massacre of 1967 is one of those tragedies that faded into silence, not by accident, but by design. That is what we call a state-sponsored forgetting, because there are people somewhere that don't want you to remember, and they deliberately hide the story just for us not to know about it. Today, we continue our analysis of the Asaba massacre, trauma, memory, and the Nigerian Civil War by Elizabeth Burt and Fraser Onatelli. We asked, why was this atrocity ignored? How did the Nigerian government, media, and international powers shape its narratives? And what does this silence mean for justice? I ask again, why did the world look away? In the Asaba massacre, Burt and Onatelli emphasized that the international attention was overwhelmingly focused on the Biafran humanitarian crisis, particularly the images of starving children that occupied Western media. We see this in page 89 of the book. This diverted global attention away from war crimes, including the massacre in Asaba. The British and American government, keen on maintaining ties with Nigeria, did little to investigate or acknowledge the crime. In their research, Burt and Onatelli cite a British memo that states that our primary concern must be the stability of the federal government. Isolated incidents, however regrettable, must not disrupt our strategic relation. We see this in page 91 of the book. What then is the role of Nigerian and international government? The Nigerian government controls the media narratives, portraying Asaba as a Biafran stronghold and diminishing survival accounts as enemy propaganda. We see this in page 103 of the book, Asaba massacre. This book has been able to provide answer to certain questions that I have been asking. That were there no journalists during the Civil War? Where are the footages? Where are the documented footages, records? Why are they not in our archives? Where are they nowhere to be found? If they are available, why are they not in the public space? Why are the public not able to engage some of these documents? Why is the government hiding it? And this is what Onatelli has to say. He provided answer to some of these questions. Journalists embedded with Nigerian military had limited access to massacre sites. Even when reports emerged, they were either suppressed or softened. For example, a Reuters journalist attempted to publish a report on the mass execution in Asaba, but editors rewarded it, describing it as a military operation with regrettable civilian casualties. We see this in page 110 of the book. For those of you that may want to go and look for the book, the title of the book is Asaba Massacre, Memory, Trauma, and the Biafran War. So you can look out for the book. It was a research work with documentation of survivor testimony. So it's a very nice book if you want to dig deep into our past. With no global attention, no war crime tribunal was ever held. The massacre was absent from post-war reconciliation efforts. Survivors faced decades of silence and marginalization. Now, a survivor, Chief Michael Nwagu, has this to say: "We expected the world to hear our cry, to ask for justice. Instead, we were left to mourn in silence." This quote can be found in page 128 of the book. Burns and Onateli compare this silence to international reaction on similar massacres, such as the My Lai massacre in Vietnam in 1968, where the world demanded accountability, but for Asaba, there was nothing. We see this in page 135 of the book. For decades, Asaba families relied on oral storytelling for preserving the memory. It was not until the 21st century that scholars like Bird and Onateli began collecting survivors' testimony, military reports, and international correspondences. This can be found in page 145 of the book. In 2017, during the 50th anniversary of the Asaba massacre, the Nigerian government finally acknowledged the killings. However, many survivors felt it came far too late. A survivor, Madam Christy Okoli, lamented, "We are grateful that the truth is now being told, but justice delayed is justice denied." You will see this in page 150 of the book. The Asaba massacre teaches us that silence is not neutral. It is a tool of oppression. In our next episode, we will explore how the massacre shapes Nigeria's politics and the relation in the years that come after. Thank you very much for joining me once again. I remain Abi, your storyteller. And don't forget, like I will always say, this platform is not for everybody. In fact, I am not asking you to subscribe or follow. It is for those people that want to engage with the past, that want to engage memory, that want to reflect on the past and be able to learn from the past. This very work is about memory, it's about remembrance, it is about forgetting. Why it is very, very important that the vital aspect of our history is not just those things that we remember, but those things that we forget. So please do try and join me next time as we continue to explore this book, the Asaba Massacre, Memory and Trauma, the Nigerian Civil War or the Biafran War. I remain Abi. See you some other time.